My name's Bujanda. I'm a friend of Burrus, whose bike we've been rebuilding. Burrus passed away in June of this year. We're in November now, and we've been slowly collecting parts over the last few months with the intention of rebuilding his bike. And today we gathered to spend the day rebuilding his bike.
This is my shop that we put Bird's bike together in. So we've since, replaced those parts, but replaced them to how sort of Bird would have wanted it. He'd always constantly talked about his bike upgrades, and so we kind of took it upon ourselves to go do his upgrades that he can unfortunately no longer do, and kind of have his vision with the bike along with a little twist of ours, just to get it up and rideable how he would have wanted it so someone could enjoy it.
Most of it is the way he had envisioned and intended. The bike is rebuilt and good to go. It's good to go on our memorial ride. We're gonna take the bike, one of us gonna ride the bike, take it on the ride that Bird loved to do. It was his favorite ride, and he would do it at least once or twice a month. The kind of ride that matched his personality, an easygoing, low profile, relaxing, enjoy the view, sit back and enjoy the view and just cruise kind of ride. We're all looking forward to that, and we're gonna be inviting, of course, all of the people that knew him and friends with him, both riding and non-riding. Everybody's welcome, and yeah, so that was our goal, to have it ready for that. I met Bird through Bikes and Coffee. It's an event that I put on, pretty sure it was the first time that I had the debut event. And that's how we met. I just literally pulled up my bike and I saw him come out of the cigar shop with a Bolt Heads t-shirt on, and instantly was like, "You're the other Bolt guy, right?" And he's like, "Yes, I am." And those were the first words I heard him utter out of his mouth. So it was easy to get along with Bird, as most people would agree. Bird had an accident in June, just went down, braked too hard. His first concern and words out of his mouth after he went down, as soon as I got to him, was, "Is my bike okay?" That was the reiterated question the whole day that day. And it was no doubt his biggest concern was that, and as I left him at the clinic that day, is I will ride again. So it was his biggest dream and wish to have his bike fixed back up so that he can ride it again. Unfortunately, he didn't make it past a couple of weeks. We wanted to fulfill his desire. We wanted to fulfill his request. We know that his spirit would live on in this bike.
I'm really happy that I got to do this, that I was entrusted and part of the process of helping, rebuild the bike. And I think it's just great that we were able to do it, and that it's going to be his legacy that lives on, just that he wanted to ride. And we now have his bike back together, and someone's going to ride it and someone's going to enjoy it.
Today we have a very, very special project, which is this motorcycle. So this thing is coming in for a detail that it desperately needs. Obviously, cool story with it, but it's super dirty. And so we are going to take a peek at what we have on a motorcycle and kind of pick it up from there. I mean, obviously you can see on camera, engine is super, super dirty. We got some fresh tires. We want to get this blue off the white walls, and the wheels are really, really nasty as well. So just heavy dirt and grime that we want to get corrected today. Lots of dust, and the paint is just really not feeling very smooth, so we'll probably clay bar that. We want to be mindful of all this dust that's kind of collected on the tank, but bring out this nice white pearl that's there. Finally have all this dirt off of here. The bike is looking a lot better. So all the stuff that was on the tank or under the seat, that's all been washed down. This bike is ready to be unveiled, which is a very, very exciting thing. It looks a million times better. We're gonna send the bike home with some products that will be used for aftercare. So this thing will stay looking really, really top shape moving forward. So very excited to be part of this project. Super happy the way that it came out.
Here's kind of the finished product that we rebuilt it to. Did a little bit of changing just to kind of suit what he'd always dreamed about doing, and then throwing a little bit of our flair on it. So we can kind of start from the shoes. It's got brand new white wall tires, something that He needed new tires. He wasn't sure on the white wall look, so that was kind of something that I know that he would appreciate. The next is the exhaust. Managed to find a Yoshimura full exhaust system for it. He was one of those guys that kind of wanted to lay low, stay quiet, so this was something that we just thought would complement the bike and decided to add it onto it. We also changed out the shocks. These are Burley brands. Raises the bike up just a little bit, so it's more comfortable for, say, a taller rider. He was about my height, 6'1", so he would have probably enjoyed that. Come over to the back here, changed out the turn signals, so these are run, brake, turn. They're also mini, the stock Yamaha, and a lot of stock bikes were those big old, like lollipop style turn signals. He's always wanted to change them out to something smaller, so we did both the rear turn signals and then the front turn signals. Managed to make some custom brackets to mount it to the headlight bulb. So those also serve as daytime running lights as well. They'll light up white, they're switchbacks. Got him finally an air filter cover. This was just a running joke. We'd always, because it's just a solid piece of aluminum underneath this and it didn't mesh with any of the bike. So did that. There's a couple bits that are aluminum, were just that silvery color that we painted black. So we got the battery tray holder here, and then we have a cover on the engine on the other side. We went up, we got him some white grips, just, you know, match with the overall white look of the bike. Threw on a windscreen, just something that he's always kind of eyeballed. One of our also, Dan, he rides the Bolt, he has a windscreen on. In fact, it was this windscreen, he's since upgraded, so donated it to this bike. Next is the seat. I have an awesome guy down the road that does upholstery. He absolutely knocked this seat out the park. With the double diamond stitching, he kept everything symmetrical, so he did a fantastic job with that. When he laid it down, the tank was dented from that lollipop turn signal, so I found a guy that makes some fabric covers over in Spain, single man operation, and we saw this first one, fell in love with it. It was just, it's timeless, I feel. It has the racing stripe, has the Bolt logo, and then something that Bird had always wanted was to do the shark mouth. So we went ahead and got another cover that has the shark mouth on it and a snow camo, and that's just, I feel that he would have loved it, because that was something that he'd always wanted. There's not much on this bike that needed to be rebuilt, but it's all since modifications that we know that he'd have made in the future, near future, that he would have loved.
Lately your blue skies ain't coming, turning all the clouds gray. Baby, I can see a storm warning. I'm boarding all the windows up today. And the ghosts have been calling. You don't hear a word they say, so let me do all the talking. I'll keep your troubles at bay, 'cause it's you and